Hello Libra, how are you doing? Welcome to your reading. Hope you're all well. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to do you guys a general tarot read. Please take what resonates and leave what does not. It is the 31st of January 2026. End of January already. Can you believe it? So, I'm feeling the energy is pretty high today. My cards have been flipping, flapping all over the place, and I'm kind of feeling it in myself. So let's see. I can't even talk properly. That's how, yeah, it's just that sort of a feeling. So let's see what we got for you, Libra. What messages do we have for Libra? Ooh. And just what I was saying about the energy being high, being quite intense, quite, yeah. You've got all wands to begin with. Fiery energy. 6 of wands in the upright, 2 of wands in the reverse, Knight of wands in the reverse, 7 of wands in the reverse. Lack of progress in something, lack of forward movement. Surrendering, feeling overwhelmed, giving up, feeling defeated. Possibly some impulsiveness, recklessness, up and down, that, you know, that energy that I was talking about, up and down, up and down. But the 6 of wands, victory, success, recognition, leadership. Perhaps you're noticing the things that are delayed, stopping your progression, stopping some sort of forward motion, and you're taking leadership and recognition of that, and perhaps you see what's not progressing and you're about to set in motion something or things, or you're going to set about to move forwards and not be stuck and delayed in this stagnation, defeated, kind of overwhelming, surrendering energy. Perhaps you're going to change that direction. So, let's see what this could all be about for Libra. 6 of wands. Why is this? Okay, Tower. I'll take that one. The Tower, the changing point, the point of obliteration, the point of fall down in order to build back up again. Put that one there because I'm going to put it in the first spread because it's an important one, and not to the side like I would for some others that fall out. The Tower is a very important moment, a moment of change, awareness, transformation, transition, a lightning bolt to the present moment, to the mind, to the body. It's a moment when something changes quickly, rapidly, with such power that it changes everything. Or it could, if you let it fall and rebuild it back up. Let's see. 6 of wands. Again, Ace of wands in reverse. Progression that is not happening. Action that is not happening. Some sort of spark or fire or spark of manifesting, creation, action. Things that you want to happen don't seem to be happening. Don't seem to be manifesting. Just don't seem to be. Two of wands in reverse energy. Why is it here for Libra? The Emperor in reverse. The Emperor in reverse, he can be a bit arrogant, a bit impulsive. He can also be very stubborn. And I'm getting the energy of stubbornly holding on to things that are not moving forward. Stubbornly holding on to things that are stopping your progression. And perhaps, yes, a bit of impulsive, reckless kind of behaviour for someone. Whoever it resonates for. Knight of wands in reverse. Chariot in reverse, yeah. Chariot in reverse, going very, very fast, but in no real direction. Going this way, that, but no, never really going forward. Or some sort of, yeah, well, blockage, delay. I mean, we've gathered that already. Seven of Wands in reverse. Why is it here for Libra? Page of Cups in the upright. Page of Cups. He's not a knight. He's definitely not a king. He's youthful. He's young. He's charming. He's a dreamer. Very charming. Very dreamy. Very childlike. Possibly immature. Not very consistent or committed in his... He's happy-go-lucky. He sort of lives by the... What do they say? Lives by the seat of his pants, sort of. You know. He's definitely not a Knight of Cups. He's not always reliable. He's not always... You know what I'm saying. So, yeah, perhaps you have a Page of Cups in your energy right now, or someone that's kind of offering emotion, feelings, charming ideals. Now, let's keep going. Maybe, yeah, let's find out more. So, that Tower. Why did it flip out for Libra? What does Libra need to know about the Tower? Nine of Cups in the upright. Emotional fulfillment. Feeling contented, satisfied, somewhat smug perhaps about something. Or someone is possibly offering you some sort of feeling that would bring you emotional fulfillment. Ace of Wands in reverse energy. Why is it here for Libra? Ah, the Lovers. So, could be a little love connection here for someone. Passionate, desire, intense, all that kind of, you know, energy. And also talk about partnerships, union, who you choose as a lover, who you partner up with, who you come into union with, who you connect to. Are they a lover? Are they more than a lover? Are they a Page of Cups with who's offering you a fish in a cup? Does it come with chips? Or I don't know. But he's offering a fish in a cup anyway. Because, I mean, you know, it's not like he could have brought a bunch of flowers or, you know, them standard nice things. That always makes me laugh, that fish in a cup. It's what every woman or man wants, a fish in a cup. Right, the Emperor in reverse. Why is he here for Libra? The Hanged Man in reverse. Again, there's that resistant, somewhat stubborn energy of holding on, not surrendering, but sort of surrendering, but thinking about it and then hanging on and then letting go and kind of just being stuck in one place, one feeling, one situation, one moment. Not really doing much about it one way or the other. The Chariot in reverse. Why is it here for Libra? Ah, there's the Tower in reverse. Yeah, and there's that point of change, but resisting to it. The Tower there that flipped out, that's the point of change, but in the reverse, you're not letting it fall. You're not letting it crumble. You're holding on. There's a tower that's, think of it like a Jenga. If anyone's ever played Jenga, that tower that you build with them little wooden pieces, And if you take one of those pieces out, the tower wobbles. Well, someone's got a wobbly Jenga tower, and it's gonna go and it's gonna go, and they're kind of trying to really hold on and not move that piece that's gonna let it crumble to the ground. So someone's not letting a tower fall. Someone's not making a change. They're not allowing a change to happen. They're not allowing that transformation, that moment of change, transformation, renewal. Fear of letting go. Resistance to letting go. Someone is stubbornly holding on here to something that perhaps should fall. Perhaps it would, well, it would be a good thing to let it fall, perhaps. Page of Cups. The man with a fish in a cup. Why is he here for Libra? Seven of Wands. Give me one more. Justice. There you are, Libra. Creating balance, fairness, taking some sort of accountability, or making some sort of just, fair, accountability for yourself, for someone else. Creating balance. Someone that's needing to take accountability or responsibility, or has done, for something that will create a harmony, a balance, a fair outcome. Perhaps this is you, Libra. Perhaps you are making that decision, or taking that accountability, or serving justice on yourself or someone else, or a situation, perhaps. Nine of Cups. Why is the Nine of Cups here for Libra? Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. She's the Queen of Pentacles in the upright. She's very motherly, very nurturing, looks after everyone. In reverse, she's a little bit too nurturing, a little bit too somewhat overly caring. You know, when you get, you know, when your mum sort of rings you every 5 minutes to make sure you're all right, or she, you know, she says that, you know, you want blue walls in your house, and she says, oh, I think it would be better if you maybe had white walls, and you say, no, I'm going to have blue walls, and then she sort of goes out and gets you white paint and sort of says, there you go, there's the white paint for your walls in your kitchen or wherever it is. And you said, well, Mum, I really did want to have blue walls. Oh, but this is so much better. That's the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. A little bit overbearing, a little bit sort of controlling, but she sort of means well, or, well, hopefully she means well. Can also mean being a bit too dependable on someone else. Trying to control a situation, an outcome, a connection, a relationship. Trying to control the outcome, the stability, the... Yeah, you get the drift. Right, the Lovers. Why is the Lovers here for Libra? Knight of Swords in reverse. Someone's not, you're waiting on possibly a message or some sort of communication from someone, and you're not getting it. They're sort of not being clear, or they're not being quick enough, or they're not telling you what you want to hear, or they're not telling you what you think. I don't know, but someone's not saying something here. Hanged Man in reverse. Why is he here for Libra? There's the Lovers again. Why am I getting a toxic, karmic, sort of dependent energy here with this. The Lovers twice, something very intense, something very tempting, someone that you have a very intense, possibly physical, casual connection with. But when it comes to feelings, they're a little bit not quite sure of themselves. Or not quite sure of how they feel, or not quite sure of where this is going. But they'll let you know. But they're a Knight of Swords in reverse, and they never really quite let you know. But they are offering you a fish in a cup. Whatever that means. It's got to be one of my most favourite cards in the deck. Page of Cups. Excuse my sarcasm tonight, Libra. It is, yeah. The Tower in reverse. Why is it here for Libra? Well, you got to laugh at life, ain't you? Seven of Cups in reverse. Yeah, options, but confusion. Being confused in your feelings. Because you're confused. Because why is that Page of Cups bringing me a fish in a cup? That's confusing. Can he not just bring me a glass of wine, a cup of tea, you know? Can also talk about illusions. Not seeing things clearly. Or sort of dreaming, fantasizing, letting your imagination run wild about something, someone, a situation that you have feelings for. And it sometimes talks about expectations that are quite high, sometimes unachievable. Are you expecting too much? Are you, in your feelings, are you, you know, are you creating an illusion in your mind, a fantasy, a fairy tale, as opposed to seeing something, a situation, someone, a connection, whatever it is, for how it really is? Justice. Why is justice here for Libra? The Hanged Man, yeah. Something, there's a connection here that's someone's, I'm going to say it, someone's being messed about. Seven of Wands in the upright. Why is it here for Libra? Judgment. Coming to that point of, is this reality? Is it fantasy? Is that fish gonna turn into a, I don't know, is that fish gonna turn into a bottle of champagne, or a long committed connection, relationship, where that page is going to turn into a knight and bring me a cup of tea in bed in the morning and stand by me? And it's that sort of coming to some sort of awakening, perhaps about a reality of a situation, an awakening within yourself, making judgment, coming to some sort of aha moment where you realise that, is this making me happy? Is this the lover that I want to take? It might be all good and passionate and fiery and lovely in that sense, but in the long term, I don't really want a fish in a cup. I kind of, you know, want to, I don't know, have something a bit more convincing than a smelly old fish in a cup. A bunch of flowers will do. But you know what I mean. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Why is she here for Libra? Ace of Cups. So, a new beginning, or a beginning, or an offering of love from somebody. Maybe you're about to stop kind of hanging around waiting on wishy-washy offerings and feelings, and you're going to give yourself some love. Love yourself enough to not hang around waiting for passionate moments that aren't there for the long run. Or perhaps you're going to love yourself enough to say thank you very much to the page that's offering you the fish in the cup, and you're going to say, do you know what, I'm going to go and get myself a Knight of Cups. And then, you know, or perhaps I'm going to go and get myself a King of Cups, because that's the sort of love that I need. That's what I want for myself. I want to go in a certain direction, and I want a certain amount of progression. So thank you very much. It was very kind to offer, but you can keep your fish. Where did that card go? Ah, there it is. There you go. It was right in front of me at the bottom of my feet, and I didn't even see it. So there you go. What you need might or might not be right in front of you. What you think you need might be in front of you, but what you actually need, yeah. Do you see where I'm going? Trying to, the fantasy and the reality. What you think you need is not actually what you need at all, perhaps. So yeah, Mr. Page, you can keep your fish, but if he comes with chips, I'll have the chips. Knight of Swords in reverse. Why is he here for Libra? Strength in the upright. Finding your inner power, your inner courage, your confidence, being compassionate and loving to yourself, making a judgment, going through a tower moment, not hanging around anymore, going forward in direction, not like that, like the fish. This tarot reading, I am going to name it the fish in the cup. I don't know. The man with the fish. I'm going to put something on it because this is just, yeah. It's got humour written all over it. So, inner strength. Finding strength within yourself. Confidence. Igniting that Ace of Wands upright. Putting that tower upright and saying, let it fall, I'll build it back up again. The Lovers. It's here twice for Libra. What does Libra need to know about the Lovers? The Sun. The Sun and strength. A rush of energy. Freedom. Positivity. Truth. The Sun is being shone on a truth here, on a clarity. Judgment, a light bulb moment. The Tower, a light bulb moment. The moment when all becomes clear. And it frees you from certain situations and connects you connections that, well, that it's that moment when you kind of realise, hang on a minute, this is why I'm not really going any further forwards. This is why I'm not happy, or this is why I'm kind of, oh, this is why. Let's change it. Seven of Cups in reverse. Why is it here for Libra? The Magician. Yeah, there you go. Strength, the Sun, the Magician. The point of change, the point of manifestation, the point of realizing your inner power is more than enough to make whatever it is you need to make happen, happen. Becoming clear, making a plan, knowing you've got everything that it takes to make it happen, and bringing it into existence. The Hanged Man, he's here twice for Libra. What does Libra need to know about the Hanged Man? Four of Swords in reverse. Because all this, whatever this has been, it's tired you out. Might have taken away your strength and your sunny, positive vibes. Well, probably has, to be honest. It's just been keeping you stuck, tired, burned out. and just not quite right. Judgment. 8 of Wands in reverse, yeah. A loss of momentum, a lack of focus, delay, stall. Time to reset, realign, figure it out what it is you want and don't want, what you're going to hang around for and not hang around for, who's worth hanging around for and who's not worth hanging around for. Ace of Cups. Why is it here for Libra? The Hermit. The Hermit. Soul searching. Finding a guiding light in the dark. Finding a way forward. Looking within. Realigning. Finding your strength. Your sunlight. Your magician powers. And making a change. Taking a step back. Viewing it all and thinking, okay, yeah, this ain't working. Let's change that. Strength in the upright. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles, because in reverse, because you're investing and putting your effort into things that are giving you no give back, no reward, no stability, no profit, no, you know, no, you're not gaining anything here. You're putting all your effort in and your time, your love, whatever it is, but you're not gaining anything from it. You're giving, but you're getting nothing. Sun in the upright, the Emperor. There you go. The Emperor, he stops stubbornly holding on. He stops all this wishy-washy impulsiveness, all this temptation that only lasts 5 minutes. He stands back up, gets back on his throne, and he says, right, enough of this nonsense. I'm the boss of my life, and what I say goes. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it, because I am the Emperor. The Magician. 9 of Pentacles in reverse, yeah. Fear, or there's been some fear, insecurity. Living on a false sense of stability. Deception, deceiving yourself. Deceiving yourself. Possibly being a bit too dependent on the situation or an outcome or on someone else. 4 of Swords. 4 of Wands in reverse. And yeah, something wasn't coming together. It wasn't in harmony. Perhaps there was some conflict. There was a lack of support, lack of effort, lack of consistency in emotions and feelings, lack of communication. Lack of forward movement, lack of direction, lack of progression, lack of stability. 8 of Wands, the Empress, the Emperor, the Empress. So this is about, yeah, stepping back into that strong, the Hermit, stepping back into that strong power of yours. But this is also someone or a connection that you could have seen as your divine excuse me, counterpart, someone that you thought was the Emperor, your Emperor or your Empress, but unfortunately they might have made out like they was an emperor, but when they took their fancy clothes off and their gold crown, all they were a page standing with a cup offering you a fish. But for everyone else, this is about taking charge of your life. Putting your foot down, no more nonsense, creating order, structure, direction, progression, and going for it. 3 of Cups in reverse. Staying away from, well, overindulgence, or, you know, having a bit of alone time after overindulgence, being around too many people, being involved with too many people, talking to too many people, or just getting too absorbed and consumed by people, opinions, gossip, talking. And it's time to take a step back and have a little bit of alone time. Seven of Pentacles. Nine of Swords, yeah, anxiety, worry. The Emperor. Nine of Pentacles. Three of Swords, the Fool. The Empress. Ace of Swords. Eight of Cups. This might be a long one, Libra. So, Ten of Swords in the reverse. The Devil in the reverse. There he is. Ten of Cups in the upright. This might go on for an hour. Page of Swords in the upright. Page of Wands in the reverse. Three of Swords in the upright. Six of Pentacles in the upright. I'm going to put these into their suits. This is a strong one, Libra. Sorry, the energy is firing through me that rapidly that I'm all bumbled and I can't. It's a very excited, intense energy. I can feel a change approaching, and I've actually felt this. Well, it's the energy at the moment and certain portals, and it's time. But yeah, I'm excited. Let me just put these into their suits for you one moment. So yeah, you got the Ace of Cups, an offering of love, but you've got someone that's somewhat avoidant, withdrawn, confusing, and what they're offering you, they're offering you a fish in a cup. So, as you know, as fresh as that fish might look, you kind of want more. You'd kind of like to go out for a proper dinner as opposed to just eating a fish out of a cup. So as tempting as the offer is, you were sort of walking away from it, but then you resisted it, and you might have, been tempted by physical pleasure or the energy and excitement of physical connection that was quite fiery, quite passionate perhaps. And for a while you was emotionally content, satisfied, because you were hoping that it would turn into a Ten of Cups. But a Page, being as youthful, young, not young, well, that, I'm not saying everyone that's young is, but a Page hasn't got the maturity that a Knight has, and a Knight is mature but not quite at the regal stage of maturity like a King is at. So a Page, yeah, well, it might be a Ten of Cups, baby, but it might not. But here's a fish. How impressive is that? Page of Swords again. Page of Wands, Knight of Wands in reverse. There's an Emperor there, but he's times he's not sure of his own power, and he lets his power kind of get a hold of him, and he doesn't use it in the best of ways. No progression, lots of charm, lots of fantasy, lots of maybes, possibly, isn't this great? Come on, let's go to bed. Not a lot of stability, not a lot of progression. Attention, recognition in some respects. So possibly this person likes the attention of many people. Three of Cups there in reverse. And you're kind of not looking for someone that likes to be around the many all the time. But perhaps you got some sort of small successes here, so it made you determined to carry on with this. Persevere with this, yeah, this is good. I'm getting all these fishes in a cup and all these dreamy possibilities, and so, yeah, and the physical side is good. So yeah, I'm content, I'm satisfied, I'm going to stick with it. But then it doesn't progress past a certain point. And the Page of Wands, he's a little bit, he's got plans, he's got possibilities, but he's not quite putting them into action. He's all, he's talking well, he's charming, he's presenting this ideal, this rose-tinted ideal to you, but he's not really putting his money where his mouth is. He's sort of all talk and no action. And he's quite fiery, he's impulsive, he's risky. He perhaps likes to chase, likes to win, likes to capture his prey. But he's definitely not stable. Or she, he or she. It might be a man, it might be a woman, it might be an alien, it might be whoever it is. Gender's not important, and I'm not gender bashing or anything like that. I'm not saying all men are charmers or all women are whoever it is that you're dealing with. That's the energy. I'm telling you about the energy. I'm not, you know, getting on at anyone here. But the energy here is strong. So someone's been, let's just say it, breadcrumbed, held in a stuck position because they're hoping this turns into a 10 of cups, and they've been resisting a tower moment. But I think the tower there now is they're allowing the tower to fall, because overall the 8 of cups, whatever's on the table here, whatever gold shiny cups are on the table, they look great and they feel good sometimes. They're very physically satisfying. Gets them all, you know, gets you all excited and sparky. And but actually I'm going to walk away from it, because I'm going to make a fair decision for myself, justice, and I'm all round going to choose an Ace of Cups for myself and pour back into myself, because I've been putting effort in here. I've been waiting around for some sort of harvest, and I'm still waiting, and I'm not really getting any progression here. So I'm going to walk away, and I'm going to enjoy happy, positive things for myself and be back in my power, feel good about myself, value myself, love myself. And I've come to a spiritual awakening, and I've seen this for what it is. And no offence, but it's not in alignment with me. I deserve more, I want more. And I'm the Empress, I'm the Emperor in my good firepower, in my positive firepower. I'm the magician, and I want more, and I'm going to make that happen. So the judgment on this particular situation is thanks but no thanks. That's what I have for you, Libra. Thanks for tuning in. Hope it helped. If it did, give it a thumbs up. If you want some more readings from me, please subscribe to the channel. Good luck, best wishes, forward march. Till next time, bye bye.